told you that shit get annoying and confusing when we both have it. That like I was checking I watched him stream one day. I checked my phone 6 fucking times to get on my nerves.
That's pretty funny.
To be fair, yeah.
So life stories. Today we'll be talking about, or I'll be talking about, drunk white girls, or as I like to put it, making friends at animal conventions, part 2. Electric Boogaloo. By the way, the guy who came up with that phrase that no one remembers where it came from, Electric Boogaloo, he died.
Alas, rest in peace.
Well, wasn't Electric Boogaloo like actually the name for like a sequel to something, and then
the guy that came up with it, yeah, that guy that came up with it died, and the movie was about him, if memory serves too. Yeah,
unfortunate.
He will be remembered in a very unusual way, but he was pretty epic. Anyways, so I'm gonna tell the story. Today is the 18th of March. I have passed my TSA test. And I'm saying this so I'll remember to label this video March. Well, I keep saying video. Fuck. I gotta get used to recording and not calling audio video. I don't know why the fuck I still do that. Anyways, this is audio. March 18th, so I remember how to label this when I'm done. Raven, come off the fuck mute because you're gonna be laughing and shit talking like the rest of them anyway. That's how this works. I say
know
awkward
you were
shit.
like telling a story you didn't want to tell more than once. That's the only reason I came on here. Because apparently it's important. I didn't know you were doing a recording of any kind, so that's news to me.
Look, if you want to check the YouTube, we're not streaming this shit on YouTube. I literally am telling you because I need to.
I got that. I didn't sign up for recording, so it's not what I thought this was. My mistake for not clarifying.
I mean, is it really hard to believe that you're going to be here making jokes about me at some point in the next 10 to 5 minutes like everybody else?
I'm good, dude. I'm good.
You just don't want your voice out there in the public? Or?
I mean, it's not hard to edit around her, but I don't foresee her saying a lot of shit based on how she perceives her own voice. So
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I did something to her, which unfortunately a lot of people like to make that assumption, but
No, it's not that. No, I thought he was... I thought he had mentioned that he's like, oh, I just want to tell a story.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be, hey, I'm going to record a story with everyone doing reactions and stuff. I thought he just didn't want to tell the same story 4 times. That's all.
Well, I don't want to tell the same story 4 times, so you're half right.
I get it. I don't know.
All right, so I found a picture today going through some old external hard drives. And there was about 6, 7 people in this picture, and I knew them all, but I was like, where the fuck and why the fuck is this picture a thing? What is this from? And then all of a sudden, holy shit. I remembered technically the beginning saga of the Sir Wilfrid Camilligan arc of the summer. Or I should say the summer of kidnapping. Because technically she got kidnapped. Yeah, technically she got kidnapped. However...
Well, are we going to share who the hell Wilfrid Camilligan is?
We'd be here way, way too long, but let's just say, consider this part 1 of a part 3 epic.
Yeah, he went by D.A. Flyboy. I remember him. He was fucking weird.
Yeah, Sir Wilfrid Camilligan is his name, but his alias was Dia or something like that. He's actually...
I chose D.A.
Yeah, he's actually locked up because he's a fucking psychopath. But, this is before that. This is basically about what would eventually become his girlfriend and other drunk people I found at a convention. All right, so I don't remember the year. I want to say 2009, 2010. I think it was the year before my dad died. I was at this convention and I was going through some shit. Right? It was Colossal Con. But I wasn't going through some shit because, I was dealing with a lot of... Yeah, Kalahari. I was dealing with a lot of racist assholes at this particular convention or something, the traditional shit. It was because this was the beginning throes of the rapid deterioration of my dad's health. And I was getting just pissed at his lack of putting effort into it, even though his genetics were... basically making it easy for him. See, my dad had OPD, but he got diagnosed with this the year I was born or something. And they told him he only had 24 months. 24 months. He didn't die till I was 24, damn near. Actually, he died a little bit after I turned 24.
Wow, it takes 24 months to turn to 24 years.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but he didn't earn it. He didn't work for it. He just got lucky genetics, so he lasted as long as he did. He wouldn't listen to any doctor. Well, no, he would listen to doctors. He wouldn't listen to any nurse's aide. He wouldn't listen to my fucking mother. But, he didn't try to smoke or anything. So she called it a 50-50. Like, he literally just resisted out of her. Like, he wore her down. But remember, I'm like barely 2 years when this happened. Don't nobody tell me shit. I had to randomly figure it out one day when they said, I told you for years what he got, and learned it was fatal. So now I'm just like, whose fault is this? I'm just not feeling. I'm learning about this being fatal. Is it my fault or is it their fault? Because they specifically didn't mention that shit when I was a kid and they told me about this till the point where I forgot. Or is it my fault because I wasn't paying attention to something? Just shit like that. And I'm having these thoughts while I'm at a convention and trying to basically calm myself down or just be happy. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I did a lot of random I'm gonna go chill out in the field at night. No one's around any damn way and just try to unrattle my brain in my head. However, things weren't going to go that way. Now, there are some people who are mentioned, but they're not a part of the story, but they trigger certain parts of the story. At some point in time in the middle of the night, I start coming back to the room. People were telling me about a party and whatnot, and that Zayd was having a party. And I'm just like, when is Zayd not having a party at a fucking convention? Come on now. And fucking, I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm not in the right space, head of mind, whatever you want to call it. And I go back to the room. Everybody asks me how I'm doing, and Slater, whose first name is Emily, but I call her Slater because there's a lot of fucking Emilys that I know, especially at conventions. Slater is buzz dancing, if you ever heard of that.
The heck is that?
I would imagine, just shy of slosh dancing.
Yeah. There's no wet materials on her. And this is the room that we have a kitchen. And to say that the refrigerator was like 40% booze would be an understatement. I don't even know what the fuck all she drank. Theoretically, Slater is an adult, but like I learned earlier, many of her friends don't actually treat her as if she is an adult. But that's her own damn fault. You can't force nobody to act like an adult. Just acknowledge that they fucking don't, or they're selective about it, which is fucking dumb. So I'm just like, okay, well, what the fuck ever. Then she just randomly just lays down or passes out or something on the couch. I start talking with other people, and then she says, I'm gonna go outside. You're gonna. I'm like, it's nighttime. You can barely walk straight, and the police are roaming around. You want to go outside, Buzz? No. And so then I'm trying to get her to lay the fuck down. No, I want to go outside. I'm like, so then I'm looking at one of the dude's brothers of the room, because this room was partially rented out with me and the Super Brent brothers. That's Brent, Bryce, and Benny Lee, or Benny for short. And he just looks at me.
So the Super brothers.
No, the Super Brent brothers. You always go by the oldest child, which is Brent.
And here I thought he was just called Luigi Mario. I thought that was canon as hell.
Mario is the oldest, not Luigi.
Well, yeah, but that's...
Oh, fuck it. Actually, no. Wario's the oldest. Shit. Just thought about that.
Well, the whole joke is the fact that it's... Well, first of all, I'm pretty sure Wario isn't Mario's brother, if I understand it.
That's Waluigi. Wario's the big brother.
I was under the impression
not a biological
he had no biological connection to Mario.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that he was just a dude.
Nah, Waluigi is the one that's not a biological relative of any of them. But anyways, yeah, I know. But anyways, so he looks at me. We have an eye conversation, which I've discussed before. It's basically when guys are trying to talk or figure something out without words, because, well, women are around and they might get offended. And he basically just gave me the come on, bro, and I was like, okay, fine. So I was like, fuck it. Technically, she's not my problem anyway, but still, you know, far be it from me to ever turn into the dude who doesn't care if someone may or may not have a unfortunate penetration happen to them. I'm not a fan of that, and I've beaten many a ass of people who've done it. But I also know when I can see a warning sign, right? So I'm just like, fuck it, I'm bracing myself for tomorrow. Or if memory serves, she's one of those people that bottles everything up type. So if it happens, I won't even know about it. So then the next thing I know is that me and Benny hear a boof.
Oh dear.
So then other people who were in the other side of the room, because like I said, it's a kitchen room and there's two connecting pieces. We look at each other and it's like, so I go walk outside and they're like, what is this? Like, the motherfucker went 1 foot. What do you mean? Dude, she's passed out on this fucking floor. So I was like, Slater, get your ass up. So I started trying to lift her and I forgot that Slater's heavy. And I was like, no, seriously, guys, like, I might need some help with this. And I was like, so they come and look. It's like, yeah, Slater literally didn't get 2 feet. So I was like, man, I'm not about to babysit her. Look, I don't know. I don't remember much what happened after that. I know we got her back in the room. She didn't go to fuck back outside. I'm pretty sure someone laid her on her stomach so she didn't, choke and vomit and shit. But yeah, I was like, well, that was a farce. Now, speed forward to like 30, 40 minutes later, I hear crying in the hallway. Now, this crying is coming from Clarissa. I would like to describe Clarissa in a PG-13 way, but I'd be here all day. Unfortunately, I used to have, what's a good word for this? Interest, despite if someone had a less than stellar mental track record, if you catch my drift. I used to be in the optimistic, well, just because, they're kind of dumb or aloof doesn't mean that they're not worth your time. I mean, I was very, very wrong. But at the same time, when it comes to friendship, not relationship, friendship, I don't care if you're dumb. I'll tell everybody, and I think I've said it to you guys before too. If you're stupid, guess what? You don't have to stay stupid. You got to crawl before you can walk. Every person who's smart didn't start off smart. They had to become smart. They used to be dumb. The only mental block for that is you as a person, or if you got PTSD from people fucking with you. But I digress. And I go in the hallway and she's crying, and there's this little like 5'5", 5'6", shit talking her 5'11" ass who was still growing. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is not my problem. I shouldn't get involved. This does not concern me. I'm just gonna go away. So somebody came, I think it was Paige Knox, and he's like, so what's going on? It's like crying in the hallway. Oh, do you know her? It's like, no. Oh, okay. So we just looking at each other. He don't say anything. Now this isn't a guy conversation or I conversation, but I'm just like, fuck, I'm gonna do something. So I go back in the hallway and I'm just like, hey, buddy, you're on my roommate's door chastising her. You've obviously won whatever the fuck it is you won. So tell you what, go leave her the fuck alone and mind your own business, and I'll mind my own business. I don't even care what happened and what she did. She embarrassed me in front of Zayd. It's like, now in my head, I'm like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here. Ooh. You know how that shit go. People have decided that if they look like a dork in front of someone they deem cool, they just are a lesser person. First off, man, Zayd partied with so many people. You really think you know everyone in their mom's fucking name? Also, I don't think Zayd cares if you embarrass yourself in front of him. If anything, he cares if you break shit in his room or do something weird to, his friends or something like that. Normal shit. And I'm just like, you know what? Let me just come and get you before I beat this dude's ass. I was like, hey, you, come here, just come here. So then Brent's is like, hey, what's going on, man? I was like, really sorry about this, man. I'm not sure if she's drunk or nothing, but this dude was like harassing her, and he was doing it where your door is, where you guys sleep. So I'm just gonna bring her in here, you know, for the next like 10 or 15 minutes. She's not supposed to stay or anything, so this dude can calm down or go fucking away. I was like, is he like your roommate or something? No. I was like, oh, okay, right. And he was like, okay. Now I don't think he said this because she was fine as shit, but you know, I'm not a bleeding heart, but unfortunately, younger me has bleeding heart type symptoms when there's a build associated with the build I'd like to marry, and also long hair that wasn't blonde. So, yeah, I wasn't exactly thinking straight. So, but I wasn't planning to do anything. So I got to talking to her, and then I went and calmed down, and I was about to do something, or I was on the balcony, and then dude's in the room. This dude named Frankie Nakata. Yeah, Frankie Nakata is his name. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing back? Because everybody else had fucked off outside of the center room into their side rooms, or they just left, right? And I was like, no, it's okay, bro. It was like, we worked it out. I was like, I haven't been going a full 5 minutes on the balcony. I was gonna like try to give her a pep talk on the balcony and shit, so people wouldn't still be in her business or something, you know? And I just look at her and I was like, are you sure you're fine? Yeah. Okay, well look, if you two gonna talk normally, you can talk, hash it out and whatever. So I go take a piss or a shit or something. Motherfuckers in my room getting ready to try to fuck her.
Seriously?
I was like, nah. I'm about to fucking beat this dude's ass now. So I'm not gonna do it. I was like, hey, unlock my room door. And all I hear is kissing. It's like, so then Brent heard me and his brother shows like, someone's locked themselves in your door? It's like, bro, that dude who was abusing her? He just fucking came in here and now he's got her in my room alone. He's kissing on her. I don't know your policy, but do you care if I beat this dude's ass? And he looks at me and goes, oh, hell no. I'm thinking like he's mad at me for a second, right? He was like, oh, hell no. This motherfucker didn't just come up in my room and lock a door for somebody who's sleeping in this room that we all paid for. So he beats on the door hard and boom, 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 boom. Bro. And he just looks at him, bro, get the fuck out of here. I was like, I respect this man. I respect the shit out of this little man. It's like Brent is like the shortest of all of his brothers, but he's the oldest. And I was just like, hey man, I don't have, for lack of a better term, when it comes to con drama, most of my con drama has never been related to an actual room. It's related to a person who thinks they're good at lying or manipulating my image and dragging me through the dirt. Standard affair shit. Ask Officer, he can tell you some stories from idiots. But I'm not expecting any form of backup. I'm just asking for permission so no one doesn't do that thing where they bum rush, tackle, and separate us and assholes can run away. Because there have been times when I legit caught a rapist and I don't know there's somebody who's watching us and I'm beating his ass so she can get her clothes on and call the cops, and 2 or 3 people come tackle me like, hey, break it up, man, and the guy runs off. I'm like, no, that's a rapist. You know? And he was like, he sees all 4 of us now, and he's like, whoa, hey, I don't know what's going on, man. It's like, you know exactly what the fuck is going on. You went from harassing her in the fucking hallway to making out with her and possibly doing something else in my bedroom, and you locked my own fucking door. Oh, I thought this was her room. Like, no, you didn't. Well, I'm sorry, man. I wasn't trying to do anything, you know, in this space that I wasn't allowed. It's like, I'm like, I know this dude's a fucking lie, but I honestly understand now. I think he literally legit thought that it would be okay, you know? So he apologizes, explains himself, and he leaves. She stays. And I was like, and I go back to Britain sometimes like, hey, look, I'm not trying to, I mean, if you want me to pay extra for it, because me and him got the room because, ironically, a dude who got caught being a pedophile by the name of Nate ditched us on the room. We were supposed to divide it like 3 or 4 ways, but we went down by one because the dude was a piece of shit and he literally ditched us while we're on the fucking phone trying to book it. Yeah. So anyways, what was I about to say? Oh yeah. And he was like, yeah, I kind of want her to stay around too. And not in a dirty way. We weren't thinking anything dirty. And just to make sure, you know, I don't have to worry about sleeping with a boner all night, we put her ass on the couch bed. She wasn't sleeping in my bed. Because, again, I don't want to sleep with a fucking boner. That shit is very painful. And, yeah, everything was fine. She was a stupid deep sleeper. But she calmed down, went to bed, and I said, okay, well, I'm in better spirits, I guess. And then a bunch of other people asked me, dude, what the hell happened? So I told this girl named Shannon what happened. Shannon is, I think, put it this way, I think the only reason Shannon isn't my best friend is because me and her never live in the same state. I'm not even joking.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Shannon, honestly, I love Shannon to death. When she goes up missing because she's emo or something, I'll be sad when she gone. But anyways, so I go and I start enjoying myself at the con. What's her face asleep because apparently she was drunk anyway. And fucking, I remember bumping into 3 or 4 people like, hey, Zax was good. Yo, did you kidnap a white girl? It's like,
Oh.
the fuck? Whoa. Notice I'm not Caucasian. What the fuck you mean did I kidnap a white girl? Well, yeah, I mean, someone said they saw you trying to drag a white girl into a room alone. It's like, fuck. If there has ever been one woman on this earth I do not want to be accused of having sexual feelings or relations with, it is fucking Slater. Now, this is not me doing some hatred declaration with Slater, but I have a set amount of respect Slater will probably never get past because Slater has this unintelligible, hilariously ignorant capability of implying both me and her own friends and anyone she knows are magically sluts if they've had premarital sex. And will say that shit in public. But she thinks because she uses euphemisms that it's okay to say. And that pisses me off. Because despite what we all knew and thinking, well, I don't know if this ever happened to you, Raven, but we all know for some odd reason, when a woman is called a slut and it is considered fact, her public perception could be damaged almost indefinitely, even if she never slept with anybody.
Oh yeah. You can be from what I recall in school. I mean, even being like 11 years old, where clearly nobody has had sex, and they're like, she's a whore, she's a slut, you know. And then it just like they turn you into a pariah, and it's like, where do you get this made up shit for starters? And who the fuck do you think you are to even like put that accusation on me or put me in a role just for you to demean and feel better about yourself? It's like, what is so wrong in your life that this is what you turn to do? Yeah, you know, so I can't stand people that are like, I don't like that she, you know, she's kind of a slut or whatever, she sleeps with people. I'm like, it has nothing to do with you. Don't worry about her.
Yeah,
and the way she phrases it is, I'm not out here like these other girls. I just talk to dudes and I want to make out with them. Mind you, she's in her fucking 20s at this point. Which, first off, that's a whole nother level of immaturity right there. Psychological immaturity. I'm a good girl. It's like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I'm not like these other girls. I don't go out here and just sleep people. I'm a good girl. So you're implying now everyone else is a fucking slut. But she's not saying the words. You see what I mean? Euphemism.
Is she Catholic?
That's half her problem, if that's even actually true. I think it's more like she literally thinks the world works exactly how her parents told her, even though she's in her 20s.
Yeah, no, that's not how the world works.
Yeah, because first off, that already implies everyone is a fucking Catholic or follows Catholicism's rules. And that's not even saying someone is an actual slut. If you have only had sex with people you truly loved, and it's less than 10, and you married the 10th person, you ain't a slut. But Catholicism, okay, and?
My primary grievance, man. You've got well, with the running joke with Catholicism being that they're so repressed that they snipe at anybody and everybody and they shame everyone, while they're like, oh no, don't look at me do this awful thing because I'm a good person, you know. And then they like on every Sunday they're like, forgive me, Daddy, for I put things in my mouth. And then you go from there, and you're like, bitch, that's not how it fucking works. Are you kidding? You know, you can't just, like, point the finger at everybody else and be like, I'm not like them. Like, aren't you, though? Aren't you actually kind of worse? Not by what you do, but your disposition in general. Doesn't that make you a shittier person? You can't even own up to your shit.
I shit you not. The day I met her older sister, we almost got kicked out of a buffet-style restaurant because within 5 minutes, she tried to say everyone who goes to college is stupid for going to college. And literally everyone at that table, except for Slater, was in college. And the, I don't know, maitre d' host, or I guess the front doorman, heard us and was starting to walk over here, but I started yelling to her, hey, change the subject. Change the subject. Because first off, I don't get into arguments with Slater, because Slater's idea of an argument is, if I can't beat you down with my logic, of which there is barely any, I'm going to say it doesn't matter, why are you still talking about it? Which, fucking annoying as shit, by the way.
Bring it up, you know, they no longer feel like they're winning the conversation. Like, you know what, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of shit.
Reminds me of my sister.
Actually, yeah, I was gonna mention that. But I wasn't sure if you wanted me to mention that. But hey, I'm glad you said it.
I mean, you've never met her though, so.
I know, but you've given me some descriptions that are, let's just say, familiar. Anyways, yeah. So what ends up happening is I asked for more details, obviously. So I explained kind of sort of what happened that whole night.
Yeah.
So this is what I get told. I shit you not. This is what I get told. Bro, you know what you sound like, right? No. Please don't say rapist. Please don't say rapist. Please don't say rapist. Bro, you captain. Nope, shut up. Nope, just don't. So then, of course, he goes and he does the whole Kamehameha. He does this whole Kamehameha Hadoken motion with it. Save a hole! I was like, I fucking hate you so much. I fucking hate you so much. I'm not doing this for ass. What does Clarissa look like? That's not fucking important. And I was like, legit. Thank God it's Saturday. Kinda, sorta. Thank God it's Saturday. Because that means that come Sunday, no one's going to even be thinking about this shit.
Probably. Unless it's really bad.
Anyways. So, ironically, this isn't the first time I've encountered, and it wasn't the last time I've encountered, drunk people in the hallways. Right? I don't know why you laughing. You one of the motherfuckers.
That's why I'm laughing. I got locked out of my fucking room because fucking Mr. fucking shitlord was angry at me, locked me out of the room, didn't know one of my roommates well enough to pound on the door, and I was like, I'm drunk enough to where I'll just sleep out here. I don't give a shit.
Wait. Both of them are shitlords. Be more specific. Who locked you out?
Alec did. I'm on bad terms with him now, dude. I don't talk to him
No, I remember you told me, and first off, I wouldn't call that bad terms with you. He's more like he's on bad terms with you and me and anyone else who knows that type of scumbaggery.
Pretty much, yeah.
But why did he lock you the fuck out, though?
His whole thing was like, I didn't do it on purpose. It really, motherfucker, like, you knew. He's like, oh, you should come back to the room. I'm like, I'm not fucking tired. What is it, my bedtime? Fuck off. I'll see you tomorrow. I leave. I've got my own room key. He deadbolt that fucking lock.
Yeah, okay, so I know we're telling this part out of order, but fuck it.
Sorry.
All right, no, it's fine. All right, so one year I was working at a convention. As many of you may know, I thought it was cool back in the day to actually volunteer. I don't know why I said work. Work implies payment. Volunteer at certain conventions. So, because one of my friends asked me and I didn't have a reason to say no. They don't owe me favors, but if they need help, I don't mind it. B, I could afford to get there and I didn't want to pay for food because I know a lot of these hotels, despite what other people know, they wait till an anime event shows up and some of them would jack their fucking prices up like dicks. Or C, I was bored, probably weren't going to go to that convention unless I had gotten a free room. And this was Youmacon, the first year they got into the new building. I think it's the Crisis building or whatever it's called. But anyways, and all of a sudden there's this dude running around looking for upper management because apparently no one was responding on comms or something. I was like, hey bro, what's wrong? And I was like, there's an unconscious white girl, and I finished this one in the hallway. No. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, but I think something's wrong. Like, what do you mean? She's not responding. I was like, fuck. What does she look like? Oh, I don't know. She's really short. Like, bro, that is not a descriptor. I was like, okay, tell me what she's wearing. I didn't like move her clothing or anything, but she's wearing a giant like fur coat. It's got like a little bit of a blonde brown tint to it. Blonde brown fur looking coat on a midget white girl. What the fuck? Like, take me to this kid, take me to this person. So like we get there and it's fucking Raven in the middle of the goddamn hallway. Like she's splayed out like a chalk outline. Like she's not even trying to hide that she's unconscious and sleep. Most people, they hide near the ice maker at a bare minimum.
I was by my door. I was right outside of it.
Yes, I know. That's the worst place to be. So I'm just like, what the fuck? Raven. I was like, you know her? I'm not sure. So I try to roll her over and she just like freaks out and wakes up. It's like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? So I was like, I got locked out of the room. Where the fuck is your key? In the room. I was like, well,
No, my key was in my pocket.
What the fuck?
My key was in my pocket. I could swipe in, but Alec hit the deadbolt.
Oh yeah, that's right. I took your key. I opened the door and I couldn't get in. I was like, man. So I just beat down the door. Boo, 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 boo.
He was one of your roommates is.
Yeah, and I was just pissed at dude. He came out, gave me a mean look until he realized I could take his ass out or something. It's like, hi, how can I help you? He's like, no. You locked your roommate out the fucking room, bro. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's like,
right? Yeah. Like suddenly he gave a shit.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm just like, okay, look, I'll talk to you tomorrow or something. Like, you're working here? It's like, yeah, but we'll catch up tomorrow. Now, at this point, me and Raven haven't become best friends yet, but much like Shannon, we fucking like talking to each other. So, that's that one. Now, the final time, it was a bit of a red herring situation. Okay, so Tifa Lockhart is a very well-known fictional character. And
oh, you're about to say she's a very well-endowed, bosomous,
large tracts of land,
taint-topped.
I would just like to note, I'm not trying to be dirty. That being said, let the record show that. That being said, someone told me This was
Someone told me she had large boobs.
no,
Did she had a boyfriend that looked like a girlfriend?
motherfucker.
That we all got in like March of last year.
I forgot the fucking lyrics for that shit.
It's okay.
No,
I hate the Killers, so that's all
Yeah.
for the
Fucking
best that we
great.
don't forget.
I love the Killers.
They're a terrible band.
Are you guys finished?
Maybe.
I will never be finished expressing my dismay with the fact that the Killers are still around and that people appreciate their music
the
in a
fuck?
good way.
They wanted to be Franz Ferdinand so bad.
You turned on a webcam? I forgot you could do that.
Yeah, I got one finally.
I thought I was the only one who, like, all of a sudden looked up at some point and was like, "Wait a minute, when the hell did her camera come on?" She went from being like, "Yeah, I'm out of the recording," to like, "Okay, we're going live with this shit."
Well,
even
I literally,
the
I know
downside
for a
of
fact.
not being on a move stabilizer anymore is like my shit's kind of upside down. But I'm angry more often. But like I'm the important parts are fine.
Anyone notice she's holding a knife?
No, it's a tablet pen.
I would just like to point out.
Oh,
I would just like to point out the irony of the one motherfucker who I'm scared of everything. I don't want to do shit. Is enjoying as if it wasn't already ordained by destiny and God Himself my suffering, but not only is enjoying laughing at my suffering, is visually showing her laughing at my suffering.
I know. I'm really. I don't make any sense. I'm aware.
Okay,
Did I ever show you my new pop sockets?
That doesn't sound right.
I think you'll appreciate them.
Well, I don't know, but I'm going to hit pause real quick because I need to text an asshole who keeps bothering me and telling him to fuck off. So we're going to hit pause real quick, but you guys can still talk.
They're not a perfect band, but they are far from the worst in the world.
And pick dump.
No, you can still have pick dump stuff. You don't have to stop that. For those who wondering what that weird pause or jump cut was about, unfortunately, we had a bit of a situation that was too serious to not pay attention to. Unfortunately, it has come to our attention that Rye Guy has contracted Nickelback appreciation disease, and we had to chastise him about it. All right, getting back into the story.
It's not a sudden diagnosis. I've been ill with this wonderful disease since about early 2000s.
He's sympathizing with his disease. Look at you go, sir. I hope you don't get cancer. Anyways, so someone told me this was
I'm good.
This was Pennsylvania, I want to say. I was working at a convention. It was a baby convention, and then my friend was like, "Dude, you gotta help me." I was like, "Bro, you don't need me. You know how this shit works." No, dude, you're an actual leader. I was like, "Oh, you think blowing smoke up my ass is gonna..." Bitch, will you shut up and listen for a second? I was like, "Oh, you called me a bitch. Do I really have to listen?" Okay, look, I'm sorry, but listen. Every time we go somewhere, road trip or convention, who's the one person that stops the drunk people from accidentally doing something besides booze or getting raped? Me.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, but that's because you're a leader. It's like, no. It's because I like hitting bad people. Because if I hit bad people, cops don't try to kill me.
Yeah.
I was so wrong. But hey, this is young me. I was like, and he's calling, so he starts calling off 6 years of shit I've forgotten I've done, or forgot that I did, or didn't care that I did because the person I saved was a fucking genuine idiot asshole, or an idiot who isn't an asshole, or an asshole who isn't an idiot. And I think I told Officer about this some time ago. Whenever I save somebody who I know was doing something stupid that I knew was bad from the start and they didn't listen, I tell them they either A, owe me money, or they owe me a cheesecake. I still do that. But this is when I first started doing it. So I was like, okay, so you're not blowing smoke on my ass, but listen, I don't remember half of these noble feats. And he just goes, "Are you making quotes over a phone call, like with your fingers?" No. So I was like, I go to this convention and I spend a week. I'm there 4 days ahead of time. He let me stay in his mom's place. Holy shit. This raggedy ass bum was rich. There were 9 bedrooms in that house.
Whoa.
So his mom is sitting up there and she's asking me, well, how do you know you can do all this shit? I was like, because I've already done half of it on the way here from Greyhound. Like, what do you mean? And I laid out the entire thing, had a PDF, like yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. And he was like, do you have fail safes on your fail safes? Like, yeah, you can't predict people. That's why you need to be prepared. So I literally laid the foundation to some, it only happened 3 times, Pennsylvania convention. But I told him if I lay out this foundation, I'm not working it. But if you want me to teach someone the foundation, I will work it. But if I'm managing it, I'm not going to fucking work the convention because I need to be off site and someone needs to be able to call me in case there's a serious situation they don't know how to fucking deal with because common sense doesn't seem to work when people are at conventions. And I said, and he said, okay. So the first year I was like, here's the infrastructure. Here's some people in Pennsylvania I know that they can head up a lot of your departments or they know what the fuck they're doing. And they don't hate maps, but they don't respect maps because maps doesn't want to fix some basic issues or blah, blah, blah. Something I can't remember because they told me why they didn't want to fuck with maps anymore 4 or 5 years prior to this event. And for those who are wondering, maps is one of the biggest organizations that engineers anime conventions in the Midwest.
Midwest Animation Promotion Society, I think it stands for.
Something like that. Basically, they're unaffiliated with the industry, but they get money off the industry. Then I was like, okay, well, those are some valid reasons, but you know, I know a lot of people in maps too. A lot of the good people ain't like us. Like, that's the problem. The good people don't get put into the positions they should be in, but they'll let assholes because someone likes them be over them. I was like, well, that describes my last time working at Youmacon perfectly. But that's another saga we can get into one day, but not today. So anyways, all right, so yeah, this recording's still going. All right, anyways, so I was just like, someone comes to me and said, hey, listen, we got an issue. There's this drunk Tifa Lockhart. I'm not sure where she goes because she's cry talking, but she's buzzed, and she got chastised by a guy. We made him get away from her though, because, you know, obvious harassment. Was like, oh, does that sound familiar? Wait, looks like Tifa Lockhart? Well, I mean, she's really tall, very okay upstairs, and she got long flowing black hair. I was like, Clarissa? You know her? Oh, we're gonna bring her to you. No. I didn't say I knew her. Well, how many people could you possibly know that kind of look like they built like Tifa Lockhart? I was like, you'd be surprised. But I was like, listen, give me a picture of this person. And they showed me this person crying, makeup running down the face. I was like, I can't tell because, well, it's too much cry makeup face. I don't know if there's a term for that, but cry makeup face sometimes it makes a woman's face unintelligible, especially when their eyes get squinty and they can't open them because they're scared they're going to get those scary ass eyelashes or makeup in their eyes.
Yeah.
See, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm only laughing because I don't wear fake eyelashes. Or, like, eye makeup, yes, but like foundation, but like when it all congeals together, it's like you took someone's fucking face, like you carved off another human being's face, like slapped it with Cresco and dirt, and then just like pasted it on. It's fucking
it's like
horrifying.
just raining black weeds from your eyeballs.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Right.
we all know what this creepy
goddamn
shit.
crow.
Yeah, exactly. We all know what this creepy shit looks like.
No, don't even talk about the crow. We all know one or two.
Or 3.
Okay, Billie Eilish. So basically, the way we end up doing it,
Fuck out of here.
you have the same build and hair color. So basically,
How old is she? Fucking what? Like,
she's like 10 years younger than you, or 12.
yeah. Close enough.
So I was like, I talked to Jeremy, that was his name, not to be confused with Jeremy Washington, who shit y'all don't know. Raven does know because she's always drunk when she meets him and it's hilarious. But I talked to him about Jeremy. It's like Jeremy's mom. I don't know her name, so her name is Jeremy's mom for the remainder of this story. Jeremy's mom was like, hey, I need a ride down there. There's a bit of a situation. A situation! It's like, are you supposed to be happy? Am I supposed to be sad? And we just look at each other with that, I don't know what the fuck we supposed to do. But let's go. So we get down there. They got her in the equivalent of con ops. They gave her water And she's drying her face off with the towel, and she stands up and she says, hey, Clarissa, come here. It's like, and she gets up and walks, and she's wobbling. It's like, so she wiped her makeup and eyelashes all off her face and some shit. By the time I got there, it's like, it's not her, but it looks like her. They're both like 6 feet, built like a capital P, long ass dark hair. I'm just like, do you know someone named Clarissa Doring? It's like, oh shit, it's a Twix. She is. I was like, did y'all not give her water and bread before I got here? It's like, were we supposed to? You were supposed to do something to sober her up. So, she thinks I'm a giant candy bar. What the fuck? I was like, it didn't occur to...
Oh, that's what's happening. I was wondering what the fuck was happening.
What the Did every white person in here literally forget what the fuck a Twix was just now? Holy shit.
Well, yeah, but I was trying to figure out what she was calling a Twix, or if you were all of a sudden, like, looking on the side of your desk, like, oh shit, it's a Twix. Like, fucking...
Okay, I'm thinking, like, was she hallucinating? Like...
Drunk, blurry vision, and was crying earlier. And I'm looking at her, I'm just like, why did my heart stop beating just now? Then it remembered to kick back in. I was like, oh, fuck. So now I'm sitting up here, I was like, hey, idiots, this isn't her. I don't know her. This is an emergency, but I didn't need to physically be here for this. But listen, here's what we're going to do. If we stick her ass back out there, she's going to get a DIP. She likes tobacco? I was like, motherfucker, how old are you? I'm 19. It's like, So I went and got the lady who was running a walkie-talkie charge and was like, hey, listen, stay with him, but listen, she is, and she finished this for me, she is lit off her ass, like, yup, pretty sure it's just alcohol. Apparently she was getting harassed for not giving up ass or something in the middle of a hallway. Can you let her stay until she sobers up, because if she goes on there, she's gonna get hit with drunk in public because there's cops roaming around. So then dude looks at me like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I was like, hey, little homie, go try to find some bread. Make sure you give her water with it so she doesn't choke to death. If she's not okay in an hour, then something more serious may be wrong. And it was like, hey, you're already gonna be in here, just look after her. Chump went to go get bread and water, and me and his mom left, and she started skipping and holding my hand, and it was, I don't.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I just met her that day, and she's skipping and trying to hold my hand, and you're like 40 something right now? I am barely old enough to drink. If I was old enough to drink. No, I was old enough to drink at this time. I'm just like, man, this is fucking weird. She didn't say nothing sexual to me. I'm just gonna point that out now. But it was just weird. So I'm just like, so you know a girl that looks like her? It's like, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure she's never going to be single or live in Chicago. It's like, boy, did that change. Yeah, kidnap we was talking about earlier. She did end up in Chicago.
Yeah.
I told you, this starts off funny and then it gets dark. But that's a story for part 2 and part 3. Officer, do not spoil shit, because you and me know this better than anybody. Yeah. So, any questions? Okay, no questions? All right.
Can't say that
for me.
Okay, well, I appreciate you for stopping by, Right Guy. Officer, thank you for not arresting the drunk people. They were innocent. And special thanks to Billie Eilish, and congratulations on your Grammy nominations and wins this year.
Fuck off.